be obsessed.
So we're at what my family especially, and then the brand family is known as Shamola. It's in Sumter County, Alabama. It's the first piece of dirt that I was able ever to afford to buy back in 1990 or so. And so it's really special. I had a little small camp on it when we bought it back then. It was the first place I ever owned that I could actually go spend the night with the family and Diane and the kids and all. This has become our emotional family headquarters. You know, plug that into my favorite single, selfishly, hunting time of year is the opening of turkey season, because it's always been kind of my origins and my favorite, although I love it all. You know, that beginning of the season in the spring, it's that rebirth time of year. Everything's waking up, the birds are singing, the grass and the flower, the daffodils are blooming, the azaleas are blooming. And it's also that rebirth time of year when, you know, Easter, which is, you know, let's face it, the foundation of society just about in the world. And, you know, I'm trying to put it into words, but the people that experience it and get it for the right reasons know just what I'm talking about. There's been this unbelievable resurgence in the popularity of Bottomland. And the cool thing is that the very first thing that I did and that we did is really, really good, especially in this time of year in the woods. And I got a closet full of the old stuff, and I love the new stuff too. There's something about turkey season that brings the Bottomland out of all odds. Eastern wild turkeys. Let's call it Eastern and Southern Eastern wild turkeys. Those should be renamed. Those are evil turkeys. Starts with an E still. You know, it sounds like we're bragging about it. They're different everywhere. And a lot of it depends on how much hunting pressure they had, no matter what part of the country. But these came from the origins of the species.
You know, this camp is, I guess, different than any other camp we, you know, go to every year. This is one you don't miss, you know, no matter what you have going on. I'm from Ohio, but getting down to Alabama this time of year can be a little hectic with weather, as we've seen. But this camp, the phones get put away for the most part, and I mean, you just kind of reverse engines when you get here. It kind of brings us back to our roots of what we care about, what we like to do together, and just being here, I think resets that for you. And I mean, presented just the opening day perfect opportunity that you could have. I think we shot the turkey about 30 steps, and he gobbled twice before we shot him, and Neil and I just looked at each other like, wow.
So after our first 2 mornings of cold weather and tough hunting,
at the same spot, we decided to change our luck up and come to a new property. We set up for a couple hours off the roost and didn't have any luck, no gobbles. So we decided to take a walk.
There he is, way out there. Over 100 yards, he's coming, left or right. There's 3 of them. Followed right behind those ends. If they follow those other ends, they're gonna be too far. They're coming. Straight toward us, left or right.
If you're lucky enough to have spent much time around Mossy Oak, you know that when springtime rolls around, obsession takes on a whole new meaning. Luckily for my brother and I, we've gotten to grow up being a part of it since we were old enough to follow Dad in the woods and put on some oversized bottomland. It's pretty powerful when you think about the history that we have with springtime and turkey hunting. You know, it all started with my grandfather, and he took it upon himself to reintroduce the wild turkey population in our home county, and that passion and obsession bled down into Dad and set the foundation for Mossy Oak, which luckily for the rest of the country and a lot of diehard turkey hunters everywhere, the obsession that Dad picked up from Papa got to trickle into millions of people to take on their own obsession. I'm Daniel Hayes, and I am obsessed.
I'm Chris Paradise, and I'm obsessed.
For over 30 years, our staff has made it a point of letting turkeys test our camo. The result of that critter-assisted R&D has led to all-new Mossy Oak Obsession, the official camo of the NWTF. Designed with remarkable realism to perfectly match the spring woods, Obsession will forever change how you look at camo. New Mossy Oak Obsession, designed for your obsession.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to Spur season, episode 3. You can hear some turkeys gobbling in the background and some hens yelping here. It's pretty cool to be out here. My buddy Wyatt actually saw a turkey breeding a hen just the other day here in Ohio, so not sure what that's going to mean. We still got a couple weeks yet. They're already killing birds down in the south. One of the scouting tips that I'd like to give you guys this week is just talking about how looking for the food sources that turkeys are going to use, because turkeys will move a lot the last few weeks of winter and going into spring before their season opens. Cut cornfields are great places, picked over cornfields that have been cut in the past. Seems like turkeys really flock to that, but then if you mix some green with that, like some winter wheat fields that'll be coming up or sprouting, they're going to be headed to those areas, even old acorn patches. But if you can find where those turkeys are roosted, and then you can kind of figure out where they're going from the roosting areas on the properties that you can hunt and what food sources they like the most, they really get patternable. I mean, they kind of come up with a system how they like to make a big circle every day. And sometimes they'll go block to block to block, but most of the time in these hills, they'll roost in the same spot constantly, and then they'll move from one place to another throughout the day and then back to their roosting spot. I really hope you enjoyed this show, and we'll catch back up with you here after the episode. Well, it is the opening morning in the South Zone. Got a little fog, about 60 degrees. Super excited to be down here. And it's about magic hour. I'm going to start some owl and see if we can't get on a hard goblin Osceola down here in the South Zone. Y'all come on along. We have yet to hear a turkey gobble. We know this place has got a good bunch of birds on it. Temperatures are good, it is foggy. You know how fog does for turkey sometimes. But hopes are high. Temperatures aren't too terribly hot for first weekend in March, so we're real happy to be here. We're just gonna be a little patient, just kind of sit down in an area where birds have been seen. And like I said, we're on the edge of a hammock. As you can see behind me, we got pasture out in front of us, and we're tucked back off of the pasture in a little pocket. So fingers are crossed, we're gonna be all right. That was some epic hen talk on that encounter with those 3 hens. They come charging in. Heck, I had yelped maybe 5 minutes prior to that, so it wasn't like I wasn't actively calling. Pretty sure I heard one of them yelp earlier. And this is as good as it gets to play with the hens. That was fun. The fog is burned out, so we're slipping out of this pocket we were in, and we're gonna get out here and scan this field out here and make sure that there's not anything in the field. There's birds here, we just gotta get on the right one. All right, gang, we literally, after the hens came out, we did exactly.
Here it comes, here it comes.
Oh my goodness gracious. Good God. Yeah, it don't matter.
Better decide. Somebody needs to get ready.
You're gonna have to kill him, Clay. I'll just film it, you kill him. Bird just showed up, guys. Right here on top of us. I'm gonna get up behind me.
About 40 yards right there. Okay.
Oh my gosh, that was as good as it gets, boys and girls. We go from 0 to heroes in about 2 minutes flat. It doesn't get any better than that on opening day because we heard nothing off the roost. Thick fog. Called up those hens an hour ago. Very limited calling because we're not running deeks. If we'd have called a lot when that bird made contact with us, he'd have never came in. So I just shut up. I think I yelped twice and purred once, and that was it. And when I did that, I actually was behind the camera hiding and threw my voice behind me, threw the hen voice behind me, because you cannot call to turkeys in open terrain when they can look and see where the hen should be. And he's got good hooks, 1.25 inch. I'd say he's 3-year-old probably, Clay. Awesome hunt. What a way to start it off, buddy. We're super excited. Now we're gonna get me on a bird. To the spot we wanted to get into. We're set up in some shade. Pretty sure we're in a good spot. Taylor's been through here, seen birds. I think we saw birds here yesterday. It's going to be really a good spot. We're just going to sit here for the long haul. We thought about going back in after 2 or 3, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think it'd be pointless to go in and waste the time, so we're just going to sit here probably all afternoon. Maybe you can get you right here. I thought he's off to your right more. He wasn't far. Hey, it couldn't have been 100 yards. The area could come right to us. Where's he at? Right off my gun barrel. Oh, okay, yeah. There's 2 of them. There's 2 birds. Yeah, I see him. Yeah. You want him? Yeah. 2. That a boy! Got him? Yeah. Got him? Yeah. Smoked him.
Get it, buddy.
Dude, that happened right there.
Right there, baby. He's still standing there.
Yeah.
How about that, people?
That is awesome.
Patience, perseverance, hot Florida weather, and we're on the board opening day in the South Zone in Florida. We have absolutely put
the stank on them. We put the stank
Wrecked
on them.
them, baby, wrecked them.
Yeah. How about that? Beautiful, beautiful Central Florida, south on Osceola.
Well, hey, we're still standing out here. These turkeys are still gobbling and carrying on, moving around down there. They haven't moved real far. But I really hope you enjoyed this episode. We really enjoy bringing you these shows. So if you haven't done it already, go to our Spur brand Facebook and Instagram page and like us. We really appreciate all the comments we've gotten so far on Spur season. We just got done with a sports show in Columbus, Ohio for the Deer and Turkey Expo. Man, what a response we had of people that have been watching it, people buying our Spur apparel and all that stuff. Really appreciate that. I mean, it's just awesome to see the Spur brand is really growing. We're just so excited about it, you know, mixing that with whitetail edge and everything else we do with the deer side. It's just pretty humbling to see where this is all going to end up.
Hey, do you know what a Yelp mark is? A Yelp mark's something you see in the woods during turkey season now. It could be fresh footprints in the logging road, or it could be the leaves brushed away from the bottom of a tree where somebody's sitting, or the worst one is a pile of feathers out there in the woods. Let me know if you've seen the Yelp marks coming up in this next one.
Red, white, and blue heads, beards, and spurs. When he flies off the limb, I'm gonna rock his world. The Longbeards are gonna die. Yeah, Longbeards are gonna die.
Jackson, what are you gonna aim? Jackson, what are you gonna?
Well, no.
What's that green thing?
That's that little cool that hangs off there. Thing.
Oh yeah. Oh. Shooting a turkey.
So you gonna be your first turkey?
Mhm.
Cash, you gonna shoot your first turkey, bud?
Yeah.
Where are you gonna shoot them?
No hen.
How big a turkey do you want to get?
The big.
Where do you? How long does his beard need to be?
All the way along this cast.
All the way to the ground, dragging in the dirt?
No.
Yeah.
Or just as long as his feet?
Oh, you want it dragging?
Yeah.
Don't you?
You sporting.
Oh, first thing you showed me.
Those
things you put your phone in.
The artiste.
I wish I was a megalodon.
He is the Picasso of turkey heads.
Target practice. Don't got him pretty, right?
Jackson digging in his tail. Got a feeling he didn't wipe real good.
No, I'm not.
Was he? He had his hands in his side of
He
the
had to
hole?
go in the plane. I wasn't going back there with him. I said, make sure you wipe good. I did. I'm like, sure you did.
One wipe, swipe.
Did that one get?
I don't know.
Yet?
Whose phone's going on?
Oh, that's the girl, not the boy.
You want to go ahead and put on your camo, buddy?
What's that girl's hat on? I want to put mine on.
Hey,
I got the armpit
Who's gonna
shot.
kill a
I
bigger
got
turkey?
heart shot.
All right. Whoever kills the biggest turkey has to buy me ice cream.
Oh! No, whoever doesn't kill the biggest turkey has to buy your ice cream. Hopefully he does catch.
They can't see it.
Oh, you're talking about the target. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're the first hit. But there is a top.
I'm going to shoot this one.
That trigger is tight, man.
You missed.
That's just the quad.
Look, see, Cash? See all,
Holy cow.
see all that shot that went in his head? I aimed right for those wattles.
All it takes is, if you know what you could do, if you turn this thing around, that's what's in the ground more, okay? Hey, don't touch it and see if it's on. Very next. Jackson, you move his coat real quick. It's on.
Let's go. Go. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. You did blast him, buddy. Good Lord. He wants to shoot him in the head. I'll let him shoot him in the head.
What about him? You wanted to shoot him in the body.
That would be a dead turkey, buddy.
You want more of a shot right here.
Okay, not up here. So aim a little lower next time. Aim down in here, Cash.
Aim right, just right below his head. Aim like on his throat.
Down here, there's wattles even down there.
Cash.
Or you could shoot him in the pecker.
Tell that Jack what you just did.
If you shoot him in the pecker, will that kill him?
No, well, see all the shot.
If you shoot him in the pecker, it'll go right there too.
Yeah. Look at all of them you got in the kill zone. Now, granted, this is a prehistoric turkey, but you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You got 30 shots in the kill zone.
How many did you get?
With a heavy shot, 7s. Because that's pretty tight right there, you know?
I hate to shoot them pretty turkeys.
That's a foot.
Jackson.
Man, I hate to shoot them pretty turkeys.
Is that the girl? Which one is the girl?
Now, Jackson, you got to remember, the real turkeys are not going to have an X on their head.
I know that.
Hey, you got to make it look fun.
Jackson, where you going to aim?
There.
Okay. Oh, don't be too hard. It's a rickety deal here now.
Where the heck? Hey, Papa. Papa, get there.
Mossbergs, man. That bruise you up.
Dead bird.
It definitely spreads out more.
That's what you need there.
I don't know. That's a big pattern, though.
That pattern's 2 foot wide.
I'd say anywhere we put the decoys between 20 and 25
You
yards.
messed up my turkey. You killed both of them. No, you didn't. Look at that. Look at that. You got a couple of pellets.
All this stuff you gotta take for kids is almost worse than taking my wife. Almost. Just a lot of gear. It's gonna be fun though. Just a lot of gear, but it's gonna be fun.
All right, I gotta get a snack. Hey, Jackson.
What you got there?
A book baggy thingy.
Pretty sweet.
Cold over there, bud.
Jeffrey is here.
Make sure you get it on his head, and then shoot him whenever you're ready. No. Help Bryce. Let me look. Help Bryce. Yeah. Okay. Easy. Squeeze the trigger whenever you're ready. Barely. Keep your eye on the right. Aim good, Cash. Good, buddy. Whoa! Yeah! You got him, buddy. You got him. Yes. Yes.
Give me Knuckles. Knuckles, buddy. Woo! Good job.
We got him.
Yes.
You did it, buddy. We got him. We gotta get him. Go get him, Cash.
Go get him.
Go get him.
Come on, Cash.
Hurry. Go get him, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
Jackson doesn't have shoes on.
There he is. Like, let me free. What?
Oh, no, come here, buddy.
Come on, Cash.
These careful. These spurs will spur you now. He's huge, buddy.
He's even bigger and fatter than Cash. He's bigger and fatter than a chicken.
Look at that turkey. Are you excited?
What do you think, Cash?
Yeah, you made a perfect shot, buddy.
Bust him right in the head.
Yep. Look at how dirty he got.
He's like,
get it, buddy. You did it. You shot him right in the head, buddy.
He's like, oh my face.
Hey.
Give him my 5.
You
Jackson 5'2", he was with you.
Okay.
Thank you for letting him shoot him, Jackson.
You're welcome.
You're next.
His head, man. His head's all bloody. Look at his head, how good he got him.
I need a lot of feathers.
Look at the blood on his head,
He's
Cash.
the oldest turkey.
He's the oldest, one of the oldest Rios I've ever seen.
Turn his head out.
Look at that. See, you shot him right in the head, didn't you?
Oh my gosh. He just blew his head off. Turkey's head off.
See you in the morning.
No.
There.
Is this a daddy turkey?
Look.
Is this a daddy turkey? What is that?
Look, hold one feather there. One hand there.
Here at Mossy Oak, the passion for turkey hunting has been in our blood for a long time. That passion watered the roots for our initial introduction into making camouflage over 30 years ago with our original Bottomland, and is still growing today with our NWTF obsession pattern, which in our opinion is as close as you can get to disappearing in the spring woods. Mossy Oak Obsession, the official camouflage of the NWTF.
All right, so Tennessee. Talk to me about Tennessee.
It was fun to get to Tennessee after the first 2 southern states were rough. Because when we go to Tennessee, we're going to hook up with my buddy Shane and he's always going to be on turkeys.
He's
a
on
wild
turkeys,
man.
and you think he's on something else too, because he is just so electric. He's
It's
always
the perfect kind of turkey hunter.
He is, man.
He's electric all the time, but in turkey season, he's a whole different person.
So, first morning in Tennessee, I know y'all got to be pretty optimistic after Georgia and Mississippi, because, I mean, everybody knows Middle Tennessee's got a lot of birds.
First morning we go out to a place that you actually had.
Yeah, John, my buddy John, gave us permission to go there. None of us had ever been there before, which we do that all the time, I feel like.
Yeah.
But it's always kind of fun. You're like, I guess they'll be in one of these trees. I don't know. And you just kind of sit there and wait.
He kind of put us right where he thought, because we went in there and we got, like, as we're getting set up, I'm like, I can see, I like grab my binos, I'm like, there's a longbeard in that tree right there. And then some other ones start kind of gobbling back in this bay. We were in the spot to kill them, but they were still just that early spring, like kind of wadded up, you know, like 4 or 5 gobblers together and 20 hens, and man.
So it started out on fire, and you think this is going to be a slam
yeah, we're like, we're
and
going.
you're just like,
you're actually like notching tags, you know. You're like, we're getting ready. This is on now.
Right. Figuring out who you can call. We need more guns.
More guns. But it ended up, you know, we sat there for a long time, and that group of turkeys ended up kind of working off. So when they went off in that low spot, we kind of ducked back around, and we got up there where they had crossed that morning, and we're like, we're just going to post up right here, and they're going to come back and roost here, and when they do, they're in big trouble.
Easy. They're coming. They're coming right to us. Get ready, Shane. Get ready. Here they come. Shane, shoot the one on the right.
Yeah, baby.
Hold on.
We've sat here for 6 hours. Woo! That was awesome. They ain't gonna fly up to roost tonight, boys. There's 53 pounds of turkey right here. Dude, I'm telling that's a giant turkey. Little do we know, though, that when we walked up there, 2 of the biggest turkeys that I've seen and put my hands on, especially at the same time.
I promise you a lot of other turkeys in that field were glad that those had died because they were bullies and they were big turkeys.
I mean, the ones that you have to earn like that, sometimes they really are the most special. And so
it was one of the highlights of this whole spring season was that hunt.
You know, if you follow turkey hunting much, you've heard Will Primo say, roosted ain't roasted. I'm pretty sure he coined that phrase, which means don't count your chickens or your turkeys before they hatch. Let's see if this next bunch counting their chickens before they hatch.
It's spring break. We're finally in Florida, and I just want to shoot a turkey. Luckily, we're not far from Florida backwoods, my favorite place to hunt Osceolas.
There he is. Back up. Stop. Shut her right off. I can see him right here.
Where's he at?
Right out under that big.
Coming here from the left. I see him.
He's got all them hands.
Yeah, I see him. He's all strutted up.
Yeah, he's working to the right.
And I'll be honest with you, this is the only bird that has been interested in hens that I've seen. I think you throw a Jake or a strutter in there, either one, with him with all the hens, it's not gonna make him happy. The way he's chasing them hens around.
Boy, he is a big old boy.
He's just chasing them around, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think we got a good solid setup for the morning.
The next morning was beautiful. 70 degrees, sun rising through the Spanish moss, hens yelping, just no gobbles, which happens when you're hunting Osceolas. But instead of sitting there and hoping for the best, Corey and I decided it was time to get up and run and gun. Walking through the Florida swamps is just plain weird. I seriously feel like I'm hunting in a jungle when I'm there. Still, when moving on a turkey, I use the same tactics I would use back home in PA. Walk, call, and listen until you strike one up and can get in close.
There. Call again. Here they come already. Here they come right here. They're coming right to us already. Are you good right there, Brian? They're not going to come right to us. They're not going to come all the way in. I'm going to kill them right there. Here they come. They might come right to me. Here they come. Coming right in. I'm gonna have to kill him right there. Kill him. That was pretty quick. That was awesome. Did you hear them freaking screaming? I don't see that here. All right. Oh boy. We're down here. Look at the hooks on it. That's a good bird. I mean, the light Osceola, but look at that. I mean, that's a true.
What was he when he shot?
True Osceola. How far? Yeah. I think he was like 10 steps.
They came into like 4 or 5 right
Yeah, I know. They were floating in and out, but that we're down here, Florida backwoods, by far my favorite place in the whole world to hunt Osceolas. And I've been coming down here since I'm like 10 years old with Corey and Ratso, and there are so many turkeys and so much fun. Just the whole experience of Florida. Just an awesome experience, let alone the hunting.
We're always glad to have you, buddy.
Yeah, just let alone the hunting's awesome, and I'm glad we got to be friends. And it was an awesome hunt, man. Thank you so much. Buddy. Thank you so much. That was sweet.
First day, and like usual at Florida Backwoods, I'm tagged out. But now it's time for my dad to hunt. We know the gobbler we scouted is still near that same cypress pond. So we're going to go back, be patient, call every now and then, and hope he cooperates.
We're set up here this morning down in Florida Backwoods, and I killed my bird 2 days ago. It ended up being a great hunt, but Ratso and the guys were gracious enough to let my dad hunt, so we're in here after the same bird. We only got a day or 2 left. It's the same one that I've hunted. The morning I actually killed mine, and yesterday morning he just hasn't panned out, so he's kind of getting under our skin. So we got today and tomorrow morning before we head to South Carolina. So we're gonna try him. Hopefully it'll be a pretty neat deal if he comes in, because my dad's never killed Osceolas, so I'd love to see him whack him.
Start calling.
Why?
Dude, start calling.
Why? These hens are right here. There's no point.
They're gonna sail, buddy. Listen, it's not gonna hurt if you call softly, please.
I don't see it that way.
Well, you don't might not see it that way.
Dad, there's 3 turkeys within 30 yards of us. Why would I call? They're all coming right to the decoys. I think it's good.
All right, forget it then.
Right to the palmetto, Dad. See him? He's coming right to that hand. Full strut. You see him plow? Left more, Dad. More left for you.
I see him for sure.
Better get your gun up.
You smoked it. First Osceola.
First Osceola.
Good job. I love you, brother.
That was awesome. He's a giant, too.
First Osceola. I want to thank my buddy Ratso, and I want to thank my son Hunter. Woo-hoo-hoo. That felt great, man.
Tell you what, we've been on this.
Been on that.
We've been on this bird for like 3 days now. Every night we watch him come across this pasture, and we set up on him the first day and ended up, he worked past us on this right side. We were set up a little more to the left. Boy, he's got big old spurs too. Look at him.
Bird.
Yeah, that's a stud too.
Oh, that was awesome.
It's one of the heaviest Osceolas I've ever
was
seen.
great, man.
Good job, brother.
man.
I love you. That was awesome.
Love you too, man.
That's
that
awesome.
was sweet, man. Yes. First Osceola, dude.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, man. That was...
Hey, chasing turkeys is one thing. Chasing them on public land, that takes the bar to a whole nother level. Check some of this out from the Pinhoti Project.
Well, guys, it is daylight, as you can tell, and you haven't heard from me today, so you're probably wondering what's up. And that's because it rained like a bunch of inches this morning. Started a little bit before daylight when I woke up. It was dumping rain, so I turned the alarm off and slept. Kind of played it slow, figuring the rain's gonna push the birds out to the fields. It's still sprinkling a little bit, but we've made around And the 2 gobblers that we dealt with day before yesterday, when I got permission on this stuff, they're out there with their hens. So we're fixing to swing back by there and look at them one more time and probably try to make a play on them. They're all wet and drying out in these fields. It's going to stay overcast and misty and sporadic rainstorms all day. So I'm assuming they're going to probably stay in that field all day. About every field I've passed has had turkeys in it. So I think it's something we can get used to for today. That's where they should be, somewhere right there. There's the hens. And there's the Longbeards back there. We'll come in from the public and try to get around behind them. I think I'm probably going to put my rain gear on just because it's probably going to rain again and it's so wet, everything's soaking wet, so be right back. Going in, it is wet. Gonna make our way around to the back of the fields that those turkeys are in and see if we can't wiggle ourselves into shooting range of one of them bad boys. I got a handful of hens with them, so I'm not sure how much calling we'll be able to do with any type of effectiveness. Man, it is like a swamp in here. I don't know how much it ended up raining, but it was a bunch. Golly. It's starting to rain again. And some pretty impressive thunder in the background too. Common sense is telling me to get back to the truck, wait on this to blow over. And then again, I'm somewhat invested because I'm already in here. Got my eyes on 2 of the hens. This stuff is just like a impenetrable just mess to try to get through. Flash flood watch, rain for at least 99 minutes. That's cool. Alright, edited for, I don't know, probably an hour and a half. Rain stopped, just checked the radar, and we're on the back edge of that big old thunderstorm that just came through. So looks like we got breeze, which will only help in a sneak situation and get us in position. So we're gonna cruise through here and see if these bad boys are still in that field. Should be, hopefully. Trying to dry off, shake off all the water and whatnot. So we'll see if we can't find them. And they are nowhere to be found. Dang it. Well, I want to make one more drive back by, then I'm going to head on over to the other piece, have a look at it. Alright, found them. They're tucked in this little hole, down in this little hole, tucked in right real tight to the timber. I'm finna suit up and try to get in there close to them. Oh, here we go. All right, so we made pretty good time, I feel like. We got jumped in from the public and made a mad dash across this cornfield behind us because these turkeys are on this cornfield on the other side of this little roll. And the sun has since peaked out, so could get interesting here. I think the gobblers are just, there's a little thin finger that comes out. That gap that they keep using is right down here. I feel like they're gonna go that way, so I'm gonna ease up to the field edge. I don't know if I'm gonna try to bank around the outside edge of that field and get my eyes on them because they were just hanging there. or if I need to just stay patient and stay back here at this gap. The thing about staying patient, they could do something different and they could not come to the gap. I don't know, we'll play it by ear, play it by eye, I guess.
Oh shit, there's one of them right there in front of me. One's just come across the hilltop right here in front of me. I gotta get up to the edge of the field. He's in shotgun range. That joker saw me setting that freaking camera up, and it just about cost me. Whew. Oh, what I've done for the Pinhoti Project. Risk losing a gobbler. I don't like that. But it worked out, so we're all right. We're still friends. Could have killed him right back there. But I was trying to get this camera set up. By the time I got the camera set up, they had dodged right. And got past me, and the other gobblers right here just clucking. Whew, man, that worked out. Being patient through that storm paid off. This all comes back to a couple of days ago when it was so windy. Instead of just going home and or getting in the truck and being lazy, I went and started checking out these spots that I had previously pinned and stumbled up on these turkeys. And they're around the public, but they weren't on the public. So I stopped and knocked on some doors. This gentleman that lives right up on the hill said, sure. First off, he wanted to know why I was here from Georgia to hunt turkeys in Wisconsin. Told him I was a nut and I traveled all over the country hunting turkeys. And he said, sure, have at it. There's been a couple big toms out here. I said, yeah, I saw them. That joker saw me setting his camera up, and I just my gun was between the legs of this tripod, so I had to pull it back. And I just bit all at one time. I just flipped my sight on because I had this little sleeve I had up over my sight to keep it dry. And I pulled it back, flipped my sight on, just came up with him all at once. And I'm in this thick jungle of stuff, so you can see that I was behind a thick wall of mess. So I had good cover. Man, my adrenaline was pumping right there. I just caught them coming right. I mean, I hit it perfect. As soon as I got here, I looked and there was one of them coming right over the rise in that cornfield right there. Right over the rise there was one coming across right over here. And I caught him coming across. Another fine Wisconsin gobbler. You almost hate touching them. He's already dried out from that rain. Oh, he's a beauty. He is a beauty. Look at the dark wings on this joker. Ain't been doing near as much strutting. Good thick bearded joker. Looks like a 2-year-old turkey. About 7/8 to an inch spur. Pretty sharp though. Oh man, I love this. Something about it. You only get so many days to wrestle and tackle and strategize against these jokers, and it's nice when you get on a little lucky streak. Oh yeah. Time for a smoke break. Right on the edge of this field that he called home, him and his buddy or brother. I saw him in this field multiple times. Right here. Came in here one evening, right when I secured permission to hunt this field. They roost across the road. That's why I haven't hunted them in the mornings, or off the roost. What time is it, as a matter of fact? 1 o'clock. Probably killed him at 12:30. There's all kind of strategy that plays into this stuff, like picking the right time to move, picking the right spot to move to, figuring out what they're going to be doing, why they're going to be doing it, not pushing them when they don't need to be pushed, kind of capitalizing when things need to be capitalized upon. And it's kind of what helped with these guys. They let me learn too much about them in the 3 days that I've been on this turf here.
You know, Colonel Tom Kelly, in his book, The 10th Legion, tells us what the difference is in turkeys and deer as far as hunting. Now, when a deer sees a man, he thinks it's a stump. And when a turkey sees a stump, he thinks it's a man. Let's see what they're looking at in this next one.
There's probably at least 60 birds on the ground already. And they're still coming out of the trees.
This could be interesting. Last year I heard about this really cool place in Texas that had an awesome place to stay, and it was loaded with turkeys. This might have been just a little bit of an understatement. Welcome to the 5R Ranch. Oh yeah, we're gonna be roughing it on this trip. Have we made it in life? We might have finally made it.
Hunting Habit is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops, Mossy Oak, Loophole Optics, Rage Broadheads, Muzzy Bow Fishing, Avian X, Tracker Boats, Winchester Ammunition, and Nocturnal Lighted Knocks.
We just rolled up out here at the 5R Ranch in Pearsall, Texas, and I'm just gonna go ahead and straight up tell you, this is probably my long lost kin folks. Robert's got spread, I ain't gonna lie. This place is just absolutely awesome. Come in here, unloaded everything, grabbed one of his rifles, fixed to get the high rack. We're gonna go look for turkeys. And he said, oh yeah, the grass is about perfect height, so we'll probably see some pigs. So, borrowed guns, shells, woo! I love Texas. I'm super jacked up. Just getting to ride around and look at it before we actually stomp around and chase turkeys is gonna do me a little bit of good. Probably won't be able to sleep tonight though. I'll just go ahead and pre-warn you. We have rode all over this ranch. I don't know how many counties we've covered, but we have seen turkeys and deer everywhere. I can't wait till in the morning. It's open in the morning out here in Texas, and it feels great. This is absolutely nice. And I'm not talking about the temperature, I'm just talking about the lack of precipitation. It's been getting rained on all spring, so now it is absolutely time to hunt the turkeys. I know Rios are notorious for being, wadded up in big groups, but nothing could have prepared me for this morning. Jesus, at all the turkeys out here. They're from one side of the field to the other. My Lord, what a flock of turkeys. Now this is gonna be really good or really tough. I don't know how this is gonna unfold yet, but we can hear turkeys everywhere and we can see a ton of them. There's just too many. I mean, they're everywhere. There's some over there, there's some over there. It's just way too many. I can't say that I've ever run into this problem turkey hunt before. All right, watch these two coming around that tree. Hey, these might do it. They're taking a different line than those other ones. Oh yeah, they like that. Here it comes. Son, that was close. Man, give me some of that, brother. Hey, yes. Opening morning out here at Texas, and we just dusted a big old Rio. I mean, 12 yards. That was awesome. I know y'all gonna be mad because I didn't let him whoop up from the decoys, but this is the first turkey of the season. I wasn't waiting. Yes! Let's go check him out. He caught the full pattern, I hate to say it. Oh yeah. Easy, feller, easy, easy, easy now. Man, his head got destroyed. Oh my gosh, I think that's what you call blowing one's beak off, man.
What kind of choke you got in that gun, man?
That's the Longbeards. Oh yeah. That's the thing about it, is when they get in that tight, like I get nervous because I have missed them when they get that close because the pattern ain't that big.
Yeah, you got to be tight on.
But it'll shoot 50 yards like it ain't nothing but. Dang it, that's awesome.
Sucker looks like he run out there with a chainsaw in him.
Yeah. Yes, sir. He could not stand that new Jake, could he? These birds are absolutely beautiful. That's what you come to Texas for right there. Just beautiful freaking light tips and lots of gobbling. But that sucker is a nice one. And the great thing about it is we ain't even an hour into the first day. We're headed to get some breakfast and get back to camp and check on Omar, AKA Crispy, see what he's up to. What's up?
What's up, man?
How's it been, buddy?
Good, yeah.
Yeah, doing good, doing good. What happened on the birds this morning? I heard y'all was on the wrong side of the fence.
The wrong side of it. You know, it just happens. It happened to me when I grew up. I got on the right side of the fence,
and everybody
got on the other side. My name is Omar Villa, and I go by AKA Crispy. And today we're out in Pearsall, Texas, doing one of my favorite things, my passion, my love, hunting. I lost my right leg below the knee, but it hasn't slowed me down one bit. The outdoors is such a passion for me. It's been my therapy. What I experience out here, no doctor can ever prescribe to me. No medication can ever make me feel the way that I feel when I'm in the outdoors.
You know, I met Crispy a couple trade shows ago and hung out just for a little bit, cutting up. And this is the first time we've ever got to hunt together. You know, he laughs all the time. He's like me. He's always cutting up, cracking jokes. And he's out here just like us, picking them up, putting them down. But, oh yeah, he killed a turkey too. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Comes right in, puts on a heck of a show, and gets hammered. Hold on. Let me see that gangster walk just one more time. After Crispy kills his bird, we're headed back out. We still got 3 more tags. They're coming. Y'all nasty. Fix the coach. Day 2, not going as good as day 1 did. These turkeys are gobbling, but they're not responding to calls. They're gobbling on their own. We're in the middle of 3 groups of gobblers, and all of them are holding their ground. Ain't nobody making a budge. They're being nasty and filthy animals today, and they're going to jail. You know, we're hearing a ton of birds, but they're all grouped up, and it's making it just a little bit tough to hunt. Would you believe after that first day of hunting that the last day of the hunt, we'd still have 3 tags left? There we go. They gotta be right behind those trees. Right there, right there. Yep. There's 3 of them. You on it? Oh. You on it? Got him, son. Woo! What's the freaking chances of that? The firing pin did not even hit the thing primer.
I cannot believe I heard it click.
Well, when it clicked, I thought, did I unload my gun this morning?
I was about to vomit.
I knew there was a live round in there. God, I can't believe that. But shucked one in there and smoked it. That right there is why we shoot Longbeard XR. I mean, that turkey was smooth, 45, 50 yards, and it hit him, yeah, it hit him like a ton of bricks. But that's the difference between a turkey and not a turkey. Let's go get him. If my legs will work, they're broke. Them two seen something. When they come in there, I think they seen us. They just slammed the brakes on. But old dude, he couldn't stand it. He wanted to come on in.
Oh, he was like, I'm going to win this fight.
And then the click, he's like, wait a minute, that ain't natural. Look at that. And that was that far away, and it just rolled him up. Those guns are sharp. He might have just been the one that was going to take it because he's a little bigger than them other two. I don't know.
That or he's going to come fight us after the day we come.
I don't know. Dang good time, brother. Give me some of that.
2-year-old.
Yes.
Thanks so much,
hey,
man.
They made us work for it, though.
Oh.
God, man, I can't believe how many turkeys were in here. I mean, no kidding, it was 360 gobbling this morning. And then they hit the ground and shut up.
This guy taught us something.
Sit still on it.
And now we got 2 more.
Yep. Let's go get after
Let's
them.
go get it.
So Robert has to go handle some ranch chores, and reluctantly, he popped me and Caleb the keys. So we got full run of this entire ranch. It's on. We've been chasing these suckers for freaking 2 hours, and they just gobbled right up on top of this hill. I mean, it's gonna be tight, but I'm afraid to go any further. So let's just get set down in the shade and see what happens. We'll be all right. Yeah, let's get them. Come on. Right here, they're coming down the fence line. Back one. On him. Right, kick the decoy. Back one. Dude, I absolutely lost it when they kicked the head off the decoy. That is too close. I swear I'm never put the decoys that close again. I whiffed him that close, and they're like, what the crap? And then I just went to cutting them down after that. Daggum, we are tagged out in Texas, and I'm gonna tell you right now, we worked our butts off for it. But we got them both. I think we only got one on film. Look at the crime scene. It's an absolute crime scene up here. Look, they kicked the head off the decoy, there's blood all over her. It's just savages, Texas savages. Well, I'll tell you one thing, the shooting wasn't much, but the killing made up for it. That tells you how close they were. Look, I was bouncing the dang red wad off of them. Let's go up here. I got another one up here. I think it was off camera kill, but I got excited. You thought you was just gonna run away, didn't you? Huh, fella? If you live by the gun, you die by the gun, Mr. Hook. Look at that. He ain't got much on this side, but oh, Big Daddy. And we're tagged out in Texas. Wasn't pretty, but I ain't pretty. I'm just effective. I want to say thanks to the Rutherford family down here at the 5R Ranch. This place is absolutely unreal. You know, we're not used to going to places this nice, I'll be honest with you. And just the beauty that this ranch holds, I mean, it's straight up South Texas. But thank you guys, and please, if you ever get any more turkeys that you need popped, holla.
Hey, nothing better in turkey hunting than experience. And Mr. Fox is called Mr. Fox, like the silver fox, for a reason. 7 decades of turkey hunting. Check this out.
I can't recall really the first turkey I ever caught up and killed, but I remember one of the very first ones. I was hunting with my brother at a place he had, and I'm gonna say it must have been around 1945, 46, somewhere in there. And I called up a turkey in the afternoon and killed him, and that set me on fire then. I think I'd killed one before that, but that was the first one I'd actually made the call and called him up myself.
So, you know, especially these days, going in the woods with Daddy, especially turkey hunting, more than it used to, more than ever, it kind of takes me back in time to the beginning of things and my memories.
Let's see, Toxey was born in 60, but at 66 he would go hunting dove feed with me. And about 2 years after that, your grandmama would tell me, she said, if you want to go to Choctaw Bluffs, you got to take Toxey. He's more than I can handle, because he was full of vim and vigor.
I can close my eyes and I can see his footsteps, and I'm stepping where he would step, because he was so be on me about pick your feet up and don't make noise. And so I was just like, if he steps there and I step, so I would literally just watch his feet as a little bitty, you know, and walk behind him in the woods. Didn't matter what we're doing, turkey hunting, squirrel hunting, deer hunting.
When we first started, I used to always, it was always one of those things. I would tell him, I said, son, you're making too much noise. Can't you walk a little faster? And so 50 years, however long it's been, in 2010, it was, Daddy, you're making too damn much noise. Can't you walk a little faster? So it was a worm's turn.
The really cool thing, and bless the Lord, we live long enough for this. He's 87, and now Daniel and Lil are 26, 27, and they're taking him. I mean, we all set aside our spring, and honestly, it's the highlight of every spring right now for all of us. I mean, you know, we just like right here in a couple of our best spots, we just, you know, sometimes we go through the whole spring and don't kill a turkey on some of them, but we're gonna save it, so when he gets ready to go, at least it's the best we have.
Yeah, so about the second week of the season, Mom and Dad were out of town on a turkey hunt down in Florida, and Daniel and I decided that we wanted to take Papa. He was feeling good enough, and I knew where a turkey had been, you know, the day before. I knew there was a turkey in the area, and he'd been gobbling good. We'd been kind of saving that spot. We drive to where we're going. We get back there, the turkey's roosted farther south, a few hundred yards farther south than I thought he was going to be. He flies down, he comes out in the field the first time. He kind of struts and gobbles a few times about 200 yards away from us. I'm filming, Papa's sitting next to me, and Daniel's behind us calling a little bit. Turkey comes out, he doesn't really like it, he's only there for a minute or two, and he takes back off and runs in the woods. At that point I thought the hunt was over.
And then, of course, Neil went to call him, and I'm just sitting there excited to be there. And so I don't know how long it took, but it about 15, 20 minutes or so, maybe 30.
And about 15 minutes later, he got fired up, and here he comes. Right across, you could see his head coming across the ridge, just over the ridge, you know, it's a low spot, and you could just see the white of his head coming across.
At least you can still smile. Yeah, sometimes you just smile, keep from crying.
Was he right there? I could see the hen in the field, but he was blocked by some trees.
Hell, it pushed him to be 30 steps.
Well,
tell you what, I guess the only good thing about it is he's not hurt, so maybe we get lucky enough and call him up again. I'm gonna blame it on the camera, because when the first time I saw him in normal times, I have a theory. If you shoot the first time, you think you can kill him and don't wait on anything else.
So, but wow, and then I got the call from Nell in a short piece of video. It said he missed. That was tough. But it meant so much to him for his grandsons to take him, even without me there, and take care of him. I mean, my mama told me when he got home, he was literally almost in tears about what it meant to him. And, you know, in that circle coming back around again, where they're, not only did I do that kind of for him now, but my sons are doing that for him. Just like he did for me one day, just holding his arm, helping him through stuff, you know, taking care of him.
You know, after that, it really lit a fire in me to make sure we got him one. So we kind of dedicated the rest of the season to getting him a turkey.
So what really made, on top of everything else, so special this spring was this bond that just started 20 years ago at a by chance visit at the NWTF show where Harold Knight and Mr. Fox got together. He's talking about, you know, Harold's up in his 70s, like, you know, getting kind of sentimental. He's like, man, I've had a great life. Me and David have done everything I ever dreamed of, and my family, my grandkids now, and all the success we've had. I mean, I just can't even imagine. He said, but you know, the only thing on my bucket list I got to think about this year, I guess I'll never get to go turkey hunting with Mr. Fox. What kind of impression has my dad made on someone like Harold Knight, who I think is the icon of icons as far as the hunting industry, no doubt in my mind. You know, usually daddies, he get, you know, 8 o'clock, something hadn't happened, he's ready to go back. He gets tired really easy, but you know, he really sucked it up, and plus it meant so much for Harold to come down there and call the cut or whatever, and the turkey just hammered. We call and they're closer, and we call and there's 2 or 3 of them, and they're just smoking hot. Perfect, except for one thing. They came through the woods and stood up the road, and something went wrong anyway, and he disconnected.
I guess I get over it in 10 or 15 years. I gotta keep taking my vitamins because I don't think I got 15 years. I got to hurry up.
So might as well go check one more spot. It's an area where, well, we have had some late season hunts there, but it's not an area where I ever go really. I just parked and said, look, y'all just wait here. Maybe 100 yards from them, and I'm gonna just turn the curve and call. And right when I got to that curve, it's a little bit of brush right here, and I went, oh my God. There was a turkey strutting down the road about 60 yards. And he came out of strut, and I said, oh my God, he saw me. And then he went back in the strut and turned his fan around. I just backed away, and man, I started running up the road, doing the fan sign, pointing, whatever. Of course, they start bailing out, unloading, getting stuff ready.
We got him, Papa. We got him.
Several times in the last years, you know, the gun goes off and you're not sure, because I was trying not to look. I could see a little bit of it, but when he shot, I knew the turkey had gone down. I take off the road and I go to get the turkey. But when it really hit me was when I got back with the turkey, and Harold is leaning up there and almost got his head up against Daddy, and there's his grandson, there's Neil on the other side of him, and they're sitting there, and I look at Harold, and it's red all the way around his eyes. He is sitting there, he is teared up. And I mean, you know, we filmed it, but there's no words I can tell you to describe the energy in the air right there at that moment with Harold, Daddy, me, Neil, his grandson, all sitting there together was something that means so much to him. And quite honestly, he's going to the wellness center. He's going to work out. He's got a trainer person because he wants to be so bad he don't want to miss it next year. And he wants to be, right now, he's working on getting ready for next year's turkey season. That's how much it means to him at 87. So I hope what we captured can do a little justice to it. And I know it's not as big a deal to the rest of the world as it is us, but we just want to share it with everybody because it is a really special trek for a really special guy.
Well, let me put it this way. The last 10 years have been, it's more satisfactory. Watch my grandchildren grow up and see what kind of people they turn out to, men they turn out to be. And see that the Toxey is taking the business and seeing it grow and do well. Words can't explain just how satisfying it's been to me and to my wife to look back and see what what we created it turned out to be, and it's been wonderful. In my case, I particularly appreciate the fact that my two grandsons are willing to put up with me, go and take me hunting, hold my hand, and keep me from falling on my butt in the woods. And I'm doing everything I can to see if I can't make one more turkey season. I've been fortunate enough to, thanks to their help this year, I killed a turkey a year for 70 years other than the 3 I spent in the hospital. So I don't know how you get any luckier than that.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed that turkey video stuff as much as I did. It gets me so fired up. So remember, every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central, only on the Mossy Go app, and it's all free.